So this Saturday is going to be a huge day for English football, as one of York City and Rochdale will be promoted back to the Football League, and one of them will miss out and have to go through the playoff. And not only has this title race gone down to the final day, will be to be decided on the final day, they're also facing each other on the final day, which is pretty remarkable how it's panned out like this. And we've known for a few months that this was a possibility, but it's actually made it now to the final day. It's gone all the way, and it is going to come down to this game. It will be decided by this fixture: Rochdale hosting York on the final day. All the final day games kicking off at the same time, 12:30 on the Saturday, and this is going to be an incredible match. This because both of them this season so far pretty much inseparable. Both of them been on good form at different points, but coming into it, York really with the momentum, massive winning streak, just on the best form. They found the best form they've had all season, right at the end of the season. Whereas Rochdale were going so well, but slipped just a little bit recently, and they've lost hold of first place when it looked like they was going to do it a little while ago. But here's the circumstances: 105 points. Rochdale are on 107. York are on, which they lead the way. So anything less than a win for Rochdale will mean York are promoted. But if Rochdale can get that home win, then that promotes them, leaves York to have to go for the playoffs again. So I will do a prediction for that, an official one, at the end of the video. But I'm going to. There is some other stuff that I think should be spoken about. Going to take a little look at the rest of the league as well. The rest of the league is pretty much all sewn up. I'm going to have a little bit of a reflect of the rest of the league, some of the other fixtures that have been played, where everyone else has finished, and potential playoff matchups, just briefly. So, some of the final day games you've got Scunthorpe host Eastleigh. Scunthorpe are 5th place. They finished 5th place now, can't move up or down. Eastleigh have managed to survive. They sit 19th at the moment, could move up or down one place, but that game's not going to have much bearing on anything really, because even Scunthorpe, they finished 5th now, so it's not even like that'll affect. They're finished 5th. It's just, they have a home game in the playoff. It just depends who they will face on other results potentially. But whoever be 6th place out of Forest Green and Southend. So Scunthorpe, very good season, first season back in the National League, managed to get into that playoff place, which was I think they would have aimed for at the start of the season, and they have managed to get in there now. They finished on fairly consistent form, so going into it, if they can get a win here, they would be going into it on better form than not, for sure. Eastleigh have had a tough season, but managed to come through it and survive. Another game, Yeovil home to Solihull Moors. Neither of these two have been particularly great. 16th against 15th, pretty much sums it up really. Neither of them been consistent. Neither of them have had the season. I think they both would have maybe hoped a bit more at the start of the season, I will say that. But wasn't the year for either of these two. Can either of them kick on next season? A lot will depend on the summer. It's a big summer coming up for both of them, I reckon, if they want to push on further. Southend and Wealdstone. Southend at home there. Southend 6th place at the moment. Lost in the week, one of their games in hand to Hartlepool. They've sort of been in a race with Halifax for a while, but they've made advantage of those games in hand, and also the game against them where they beat them heavily, managed to wrap up a playoff spot. The question is, will it be 6th or 7th? It all just depends really on this game. They'll either be facing Boreham Wood away or Scunthorpe away. So and then same with Forest Green. They're at home to already relegated Morecambe. They're 7th at the moment. They could move up one place. So those matchups there just depend on that. Carlisle 3rd. And whoever finishes 2nd obviously gets the other semi-final spot as well. Them two get the bye. Whoever finishes 2nd, Carlisle 3rd, faces the winners of the 4th down to 7th matchups. Carlisle at home to Brackley. Carlisle wraps up 3rd, whereas Brackley, already relegated, fallen apart really in the second half of the season after a very good start. Carlisle actually had a very, very good season. They've produced a very high points tally themselves. If they win here, they'll have a 95-point season. Teams won this league on that tally before, so definitely an impressive season for them and a strong contender going into the playoff. Hartlepool have just missed out on the playoffs. They're away at Boreham Wood. Are they away at Boreham Wood? No, they're not. Sorry, Hartlepool are. Where are they facing Hartlepool? Let me have a look. Boston away. Both of them Boston's fallen a bit short of the playoffs. They've very strong form a little while ago, though. Pulled them up to the table a bit. 13th place they sit at the moment. Hartlepool just outside the playoffs. Couldn't quite keep up in the end. So nothing really to fight for there. It's just all on next season for them two really now at this stage. Bournemouth who have finished in fourth place. Very good after getting promoted first season back. Home to Sutton, who have only just about managed to survive. So again, just a game that I think Bournemouth will probably just be resting players, getting ready for that home playoff game, which is big, being at home in the playoff. Get into the talking point now, but Oxenham, Gateshead, both of them safe. Oxenham 14th, Gateshead 17th. Gateshead good form a little while ago, though, pulled them out of the relegation zone when they looked like they were gone. Oxenham mid-table finish for them, so both of them safe, and that's all you can really say about them this time round. Aldershot, who have just about managed to survive after another tough season and a lot of moments where it looked like they were going to go down. They currently sit 20th, faced bottom of the league, or relegated quite a while ago now, Truro. So again, one safe, one relegated. This is the story really. It's all on this title fight because playoff positions could flip round a bit, but other than that, everyone's relegated, and the teams that will be in the playoffs are confirmed. So that's kind of where it's at the moment. Last game that doesn't really mean anything to Tamworth and Braintree. Tamworth 11th, decent season though, for sure. A team that could be on the rise, and a team that since they've come up have impressed for sure. Against an already relegated Braintree. So it's another one of those sort of games. But as for this York, the Rochdale York game, this is the talking point. This is what we've been waiting to talk about. Now this is huge because both of these two are big Football League sides. They belong in the Football League. If you look at their history, that's where they belong. Rochdale were relegated in 2023, so this will be third time of asking. For York though, it's been a long wait. They've even had a relegation from this league as well, and it took them a while to get up from that league as well. So 10-year wait for York. So certainly a massive game for both of them. Both of them losing in the playoffs last season as well. Both of them pushed on massively last season. Rochdale fell short in the playoffs, and then Oldham beat York quite heavily. So both of them had the disappointment of missing out on the playoffs last season. Both of them were so keen to avoid this, and that's with only one team going up automatically. This is what makes this so competitive, and the playoffs can be very unforgiving. Even if whoever finishes second has been way much better than the rest of the league, it's not a given that it will happen for them on the day, and it's been proven over recent years. These playoff finals are usually so tight as well. We usually go all the way to extra time or penalties. So often seems to happen these days. They're never one-sided. Pretty much never one-sided encounters. So both of them will be so keen to avoid that. I think both of them really need. For both of them, going behind is they want to be avoided. I think neither of them want to go behind. That's not going to suit either of them at all. I think Rochdale come out the blocks early, get an early goal. I think that pushes the momentum with them, and then we see York in a position they've not been in for a while, where their backs are against the wall, and I think they're really going to have to come up with something special. But then if York continue their run and they go there, they get themselves in front, I think that really puts the pressure on Rochdale, because then I think confidence could be an issue. So coming into this, there's I think York's slight favourite, although especially seeing as they need to avoid, definitely a slight favourite of the game, but favourite to go up, I think, from this encounter, because they need to just avoid defeat, which automatically puts them, even though that can be a dangerous thing, that automatically makes them favourite. And they're, although going away from home, currently being top, I think, and the recent form, I think it's in their favour. But one moment in this game, Rochdale start well, then it just all it takes Rochdale to go into the lead, then they're going up instead of York in that moment. So I think it is a case of who turns up on the day, and it's a case of who deals with the occasion as well. And that's both of them have just got to play their football and just focus on themselves and just try and win the game on the day, I think, because from a York point of view, playing for a draw is very dangerous. Rochdale just have to go for it, but can't go for it too much. If they give too much too soon, could York so strong in attack at the moment, highest goal scorers in this division by quite a while, could be and then you see it could go their way. But what is interesting is Rochdale. This is kind of where it's fallen down a bit recently. So hard to beat early in the season. Hardly they were the lowest, more less goals conceded than anyone. It's now level. They're both joint on that now. So that kind of shows you where it's kind of started to just slip a little bit for Rochdale in recent weeks. Although they have recovered and they have got the 2 wins going into the final day to keep themselves in with a chance. There's a player I do want to talk about is the National League's top goal scorer this season, Ollie Pearce, playing up front for York, who has been absolutely fantastic again this season. He was very good last season in this league as well, so much so Notts County in League 2 wanted to sign him. This is another reason why it's so important York go up this year to keep hold of him. In the Football League, they could keep hold of him, but if they fail to go up another year, there will surely be a real risk of losing him to a Football League club. So I think that's so essential that they get over the line for that as well, because that could happen at this stage, and to have got 34 goals this season is pretty special. Very, very good season. Strong. This is the main man for sure. Sometimes it can go another way though. Sometimes in these games we see it's not the obvious players that step up and get the winning goal or the big moment. It's someone that people wouldn't have necessarily expected to have got the winning goal. So I think it can go like that as well. But I think it's definitely worth highlighting the season he's had for sure, and how much of a threat he could be in this game for York. So for a prediction, I think York both of them under pressure, but I think York in a position where you're obviously anyone would say you'd rather be in York's position here. Rochdale at home though does put a real bit of a twist to it, because them being at home, he's got the home atmosphere, the home crowd. I think it's. This does remind me of a bit of that game between Notts County and Wrexham, where they were both promoted. Notts County ended up coming up through the playoffs, but Wrexham went on and won the league. That game was a few weeks before the end of the season, though, but it changed the course of the rest of the season. From that moment onwards, Wrexham had sealed promotion, all but with the win in that game against Notts County. This one is a case of it's almost like a playoff for the championship. So it's a very hard game to call. It could go any way, really, on the day. We don't know what's going to happen. It could be a case of Rochdale sharp at home, make advantage of the home crowd, all of that, or it could be a case of York continue what they're doing and their form shines through and they go over the line and they either leave with a draw, which is what they need to, or even sharp and get a win. That wouldn't surprise me as well with the form they're on at the moment. I think Rochdale at home are gonna have something to say though for themselves. I think they're gonna. It's a very hard game to call. If I had to say a prediction, I'm going to go for 1-1, which would mean that it's the 2-point gap remains. York go up in first place, Rochdale finish in second. That's what I think happens at this moment. I think it stays as it is, but there's potential for so many different. There's so much potential in this game for this to be an incredible game, because one goal. Every time a goal goes in, it will change the picture. It will change the circumstances. So I'm very looking forward to seeing how this pans out. Set up nicely for York in that he got themselves top at a crucial point this season. But Rochdale have still got the chance to put it all right. So we'll see how this works out.